everyone, welcome back. So today I'm actually going to be testing out this new watercolor set that I have here. This is from Artistro and I actually won this in a little Instagram competition and I thought that was really cool. So this is a set of 48 colors and it actually comes in a little tin box and it has this little fabric cover which I just think is so cute. Now, I didn't expect it to come with watercolor paper, so that was another surprise that I really liked. Now I can be a little bit picky with my watercolor paper, so we'll see how that goes. So this tin here looks pretty nice. It is a lovely pink color and I chose the pink just because I felt like it was very cute, and it has a little palette here which is quite convenient. I will use this in the video, and then it has just some like information stuff, and it has this little swatch sheet which I really like when watercolor kits include this, because sometimes these little like pre-made swatches aren't the most accurate. Now as you can see here, it also comes with a little water brush. I love this. And it also comes with a graphite pencil so you can sketch, and also another paintbrush and an eraser, which I love that it comes with pretty much everything you need to start painting. It has the paper, the pencils, and these cute little paints here. I just love these little pans. They just look so adorable. Now let's check out this watercolor paper here and see if it's good. It's actually quite an interesting size. And one thing I found is that it's not actually a little book or anything. These are just, loose papers of watercolor paper, which I actually do like. And I feel like I prefer, because when I paint with watercolor paper, I kind of take them out of the book anyways to tape them down. And yeah, let's just check out this little swatch thing here. I guess this is so you can tell which paint is which. And so let's just begin swatching these now on this little swatch pad. So to begin sketching, I am starting off with the water brush here because I felt like it would be convenient, and we are going through the yellows here. And I actually really like these yellow colors. I think that they're really nice and vibrant, especially that lemon yellow. It just looks so light on the page, but like still saturated, if that makes sense. And then we're moving on to the reds, and yeah, they're pretty nice. One thing I will say though is I feel like some of the colors, mainly the color names, aren't as accurate as what I have experienced in the past. Usually for me, a scarlet is a little bit more on the cool side, and you'll see here this color is called violet, and I don't know about you, but to me violet is like a purple color, and this is more of like a reddish browny color with like maybe a hint of like pinkiness in there. See the purple color there? That is what I would usually call violet. But anyways, we're getting past that. Actually looking at the colors on these like swatches here and ignoring slightly the names, the colors are actually very, very nice, and I really love the purple color because purples are just some of my favorite colors to get in paints, because it can be very hard to mix purples. So I'm really glad that they included a few nice purples there. And then we have some really nice bright green colors. Now some of the metallic colors I wish were a little bit more pigmented and a little bit more stronger. Maybe I have to test that out a little bit better. But the fluorescent colors, you can't really get like a good footage on camera, but they are so bright and so beautiful. So anyways, here are the swatches and I love them. And now it's time to get into making an artwork. So for this artwork, I decided to tape the paper down, but just on the top and bottom and not on the sides. This paper is quite interesting because it is quite rectangle in shape, more than I'm used to, but I decided, even if I paint something and then like the paper seems too long, I could just snip off the top and bottom and it'll be fine. So for this artwork, I kind of wanted to draw something really cute and like simple, but like happy, and I decided to go for a cute little pot with some fabric tied around it, and it is a little pot of sunflowers. I don't know, I just felt like I really wanted to do another sort of floral artwork, but this time do a really pretty like watercolor and just try and concentrate on the colors and like do like a nice little pattern on the fabric as well. And it was a nice sunny day as well outside, which is a little bit different because usually I've been getting quite a lot of rain, but it was a nice sunny day and I just felt like I was inspired to paint some sunflowers. As you can see, I sketched up my design with my graphite pencil, and now I am just going over with a Copic multi-liner. I decided to go with brown for this time. I think it's actually a sepia one because I felt like it would have a really nice look with the watercolors. It would be softer than using like a black line art, but it would still be really nice and like thin compared to when I use my pencils. And I tried not to go too overboard with the line art. I didn't like do any heavy like weight variations or anything like that because I really want to try and paint this in a way where the paints sort of, you know, take the main show. Now I am using that little palette that came with the paints, which was quite convenient because I didn't have any other clean palettes to use, so that worked out pretty well. And I believe I'm using the Scarlet color here, and I diluted it a fair bit with some water so that I could have a nice sort of pinkish tone to use for the fabric. Now I decided to go with a gingham design because I just think gingham is the cutest pattern, especially for like cottagecore type things, and I feel like this artwork definitely counts as cottagecore here because we have these adorable little sunflowers which I am starting to paint in, and I decided for the first go for it to be the lemon yellow color, which was a really nice sort of like a nice neutral kind of yellow color, and I diluted that a fair bit so that it was really light, because with watercolors you really want to work from light to dark. And while that was drying, I decided to do the next layer on the gingham fabric here, and I really love painting gingham because it's so fun. You just paint in some lines horizontally, and then once that is dry you paint lines vertically over the top, and where it layers over the top it's slightly darker because you're layering in watercolors, and it just looks like a really cute fabric pattern. So now for the petals here, I've just added a little bit more paint to my yellow, and then I added some layers of just slight subtle shadows, and then after this I used some of the darker orangey yellow colors to add in some texture on those petals, and I think that it's turning out really nicely. I really love those like subtle like streaky textures on the petals that make it look nice and realistic. And now we are going into the leaves. Now I couldn't find the perfect color for the leaves because I kind of wanted this artwork to be really warm and not have too many cool tones, so I kind of got the what was it? It was like an olive green color, and then I mixed in a little bit of a neutral green into it, and then after that I added a few layers to add in some like shadows, and then I went and I mixed a new color of green with just a bit of red mixed in there so that it darkened it a fair bit and also desaturated it so that those greens are sort of like, I don't know, less cold and less saturated, so that the warm colors end up taking the main show. After this, I went in for the inside of the sunflowers here, and I had a lot of fun doing this because I added in a layer of a diluted brown color, and then once that was still wet, I added in some like saturated parts of a darker brown and just sort of let the colors blend out a little bit and mingle. And while it was still wet, I added even more darker brown little splotches here and there, and I sort of let the wet on wet technique take control, and we've got a really nice texture for the inside of these sunflowers. Now for the pot itself, I decided to go with a sort of reddish brown color because I wanted it to be like a terracotta pot, and didn't want to go with the same brown in the sunflowers because I felt like I just wanted this piece to be really nice and warm toned. So I went with that sort of like reddish brown color, and I think it looks pretty good. But afterwards I decided I wanted to add in some little textures here and there so that it looks imperfect and, you know, like used, I guess. And I actually am very happy I did that because I think it just turned out really cute and sweet. And honestly, the art style of these watercolor this watercolor painting ended up looking like it was out of a storybook, and that's kind of, I guess, the thing that I was trying to go with. So anyways, I'm very happy with this art. So yeah, these watercolors are actually very, very nice, especially for the price. I believe it was around $40 AUD, but you'll have to check that for your own currency because Australian dollars obviously different to other currencies. But yeah, I think they're pretty good. They're definitely a good option if you want some affordable art supplies that aren't going to break the bank but still look nice and vibrant. I didn't have any issues with layering. With some cheaper watercolors, I kind of have an issue where I layer too much and then it looks kind of, I don't know, like kind of chalky or grainy. And with some watercolors, it does this like weird granulating thing, which I find didn't happen with these colors. So I'm very happy with that. If you want to check these out, I will have a link in the description. And I believe I also have a code that you can use to like get a little discount if you want to do that. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video informative, and I hope I helped you make any decisions of art supplies in the future. Comment below what you think of this artwork and what you think I should paint next with my watercolors, and I hope you all are having a lovely day. Please stay safe out there, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.